Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you have learned how to make network requests in iOS in my previous sessions. Today we will learn error handling in the app and some of the best practices. So why error handling is important? Because a better error handling is always a key measurement for any application. It is equally important as dealing with the valid results. It not only helps other developers to understand the code and business logic better, it also helps to pass on the error message to the user in a graceful manner. In Swift, errors are represented by the types that conforms to the error protocol. So if we want to implement custom errors in our app, we need to implement error protocol. So let's take an example of the user having a bank account. User can create an account, add money to it, and withdraw the amount from it. So here I have created an account class which has a private property called balance. There is a function called deposit which accepts the amount parameter and amount will be added to the balance. There is also a function called withdraw which accepts also the amount parameter and amount will be deducted from the balance. And here I have created a new object for the account with the initial amount 1000. Now let's create an enum, let's say account error, which implements the error protocol. If we think of this example, what kind of error may occur? Like let's say transaction error, let's say deposit error, let's say insufficient balance error. So we'll try to implement this account error with our example. So our first use case is user should not be able to withdraw the amount more than a balance. If that happens, we want to throw an error insufficient balance. So to do that, we need to put a check in the withdraw function. So for example, guard balance minus amount greater than 0, else let's throw an error account error dot insufficient balance error. So since we have thrown the error, we need to modify the function. So for that we need to write throws here because function is throwing an error. So that should work. Now if we call the function, let's say my account dot withdraw amount, let's set 100. Let's see what happens. Since we are calling a function that throws an error, we need to write it in do catch statement. So let's say balance equal to try, and let's write a catch statement. So for example, we can say like if error is account error dot insufficient balance error, what we can do is, let's say here print insufficient balance, please try lesser amount, and let's run this. We need to print the balance here. Now let's run this. As you can see, 100 is deducted from the balance, so you can see the 900 is the output. So if we want to, let's say withdraw amount 1001 or let's say 10,001, let's see what happens. As you can see, error is thrown insufficient balance, please try lesser amount. So in our second use case, let's say user should not be able to deposit the amount more than 1 lakh rupees. If that happens, we want to throw deposit error. So to do that, let's modify the deposit function here. So let's write if amount greater than 1 lakh, we want to throw an error, throw account error, account error dot deposit error. We need to write throws here. So let's use this function as well. So I'm writing this 100 over here. Let's say balance equal to try my account dot deposit, let's say 2 lakh, and print the balance. Here we have not handled the another type of error, so we can do that by adding another catch statement here. Account error, let's say dot deposit error. We can say print, let's say can not deposit amount more than 1 lakh. Let's run this. Yeah, as you can see here, we have thrown the error successfully. So in this example, we have learned how can we implement custom error in our application. Now let's continue with our example from the previous session in which we have performed the network request. So there can be many kind of errors as you can see here. So now let's create an enum which implements the error protocol. Let's create an enum, let's say network error which implements error protocol. As you can see here, we can write case data task error, we can say request failed error, we can say no data found error, we can say JSON parsing error. So let's try to use this network error instead of the print statement here. So let's throw an error throw, let's say network error dot data task. So that's an error, invalid conversion from throwing function of type to non-throwing function of type, which means we cannot throw an error from an asynchronous function. Here we are throwing an error from a completion handler, which is irrelevant, because if we throw an error from an asynchronous function, it doesn't make sense because control will be already out of the scope from this function. So to achieve this, we need to use result type in Swift. So what is result type? It is used when we have success or failure scenarios, which perfectly fits in this case. We want to return JSON, I mean dictionary, when we have success, or in case of error, we want to throw an network error. So let's add completion handler in this function. Completion handler, we will say result which accepts success. So in this case, we need JSON. In case of failure, we want to throw an error, network error, which doesn't return anything. Since this will be an escaping, we can write escaping here. You can read more about for escaping from the link in the description. So now if we want to throw an error in an asynchronous function, what we can do is we can call this completion as a failure of this task, and we can pass network error dot data task. Now let's remove the other lines. Similarly, what we can do here is, let's say completion dot failure, let's say network error dot request failed. We can remove this line. We can write completion dot failure dot network error dot no data found error from here, and in this case, if we are not able to pass the JSON, we can call completion handler from the catch block as well. So we can write network error dot JSON parsing error. Here we can also use directly the dot syntax because we already specify the type network error here. And in the case of success, instead of printing, we can write success. So call success JSON. Now if we call this function, let's say perform network request, which returns result. We can use switch case here for success and failure. So let's write result. So in case of success, it will return JSON. So we can print the JSON here. Well, in case of failure, it will return network error. Now since we have predefined test cases, we can again write switch case here. Let's say error, and error is of type, let's say data task. We can write print statement here. Let's say data task error. We can write, let's say case dot no data found error. We can write no data found error. In case of request fail error, we can write request failed, try again later. And in case of, let's say, JSON parsing error, we can write JSON parsing error. And in default case, we can print unknown error. We can actually remove this default case since we have covered all the cases. In case we don't cover all the cases, we need to write default statement here. So now if we run this, as you can see, we have successfully retrieved the JSON in the success case and it has been printed. Now to test the failure case, let me turn off the internet here, and if we run it again, as you can see here, we have received data task error, which means there is an error at the earlier stage when we have called this function. So in this session, we have learned why error handling is important and how can we implement in iOS app in synchronous and asynchronous function. Hope this is clear now and you will use it in your application. In the next session, we will improve this section of code with JSON parsing using Swift Codable protocol. So see you in next session. Thank you.